All right, man. It is a scary time to be a Tennessee Titan fan. Today was horrible, man. Whew. Jeez Louise, bro. We can get right into it, man. The Tennessee Titans lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars 10-6 today. We scored 6 points today, bro. Six of them things. Jacksonville Jaguars came into Nashville. Um, Mac Jones, starting quarterback, came in and just got us out the way, bro. It was one of the most boring games I've ever watched in my life. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was entertaining from the sole standpoint of the fact that I'm a Titans fan, but I couldn't imagine like say I was someone like new to football and I wanted to, tune in today just to catch a glimpse of what football is like, and I tune into this game, I'm never coming back. I'm never coming back. It's over with. This shit was horrible, bro. Whew. Like I said, it is ugly, bro. Ugly, ugly, ugly time to be a Titans fan. I've been a fan for 20 plus years at this point. And we've had some dark days. Don't get me wrong. I mean, our franchise is in poverty at this point. There's been a lot of dark days, but this is edging towards like some of the darker days that we've experienced as fans. Um, Shout out William Jones for being in the chat, bro. What's good, man? Bro said as a placeholder, I'm kind of glad the stadium was empty. Hopefully, Amy gets the message. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know what we need to do for Amy to get the message that this product that she has on the field is bad. I don't know if it's losing to the Jaguars. I don't know if it's getting blown out the way we did last week. Something has to change. I don't know what it is yet. We'll get into that later. But I appreciate you pulling up, bro. Um, the stadium. I mean, I wasn't there, of course, but the stadium did look empty from my viewpoint, and that's probably going to continue to be the case moving forward. Because, like, at this point, bro, look, I'm 32 years old, so I work a full time job, got a wife, got a kid. Sundays are like my only day of the week that I have to sit down and really like chill, enjoy, you know what I'm saying, some entertainment. And I dedicate every Sunday to watching the Tennessee Titans. And that shit is sad, bro. That's not something that I even want to like blurt out. Like at this point, people ask me who my favorite team is. I'm like, the Titans. It's not something I want to just blurt out and scream to the world. But man, we're here now, bro. So again, let's get right into the game, man. I'm not gonna be here for a long time. Uh, right now my internet has been very ass, so the stream may be a little laggy today. I don't know. My internet is acting like the Tennessee Titans, so it might not work. It may work, but we will see. Again, all right. Jacksonville Jaguars 10-6 against the Tennessee Titans today. Mac Jones had a very solid day, 23 for 31, 220. The two interceptions, one was egregious. The other one was, I wouldn't say 100% his fault. He was trying to make something shake in the end of the second half or first half, trying to make something shake, threw up a ball, got tipped, interception. But overall, if you ask me which quarterback looked better today, I'd have to say Mac Jones did. Going into the game, would I have said that? Absolutely not. But we're here now, man. We're here now. William Jones said, same here. I'm 34, took my daughter to the game, and she was asleep by halftime. She should have fell asleep before she got there, bro. You're a real one for taking your daughter, man. I appreciate that as a father myself. I can't wait to do that with my son one day. But whew, the Titans is not something that you want to show your kids, bro. For real, for real. Again, Tank Bigsby, he had a solid day, 18 carries, 55 yards with a touchdown. Tony Pollard continued to be our best offensive player of the season. He had a solid 21 for 102. Brian Thomas Jr., he had a very basic first half today. And on the fantasy side of things, that's one of my fantasy wide receivers. So I wasn't too happy about that. But from a fan standpoint, I was happy. But the second half, the start of the second half, he went nuts. It was one drive where I think he caught like 4 or 5 passes in a row. So he was cutting us up in the second half. One of the reasons that they were able to drive down the field, the one touchdown that they got was mainly because of Brian Thomas Jr. So shout out to him. He went nuts. Calvin Ridley, we'll get into you later, bro. But you had a solid game for the most part. I don't know what you were doing at the end of the game. On that third and 3rd and 5 in the red zone. Maybe Will Levis got the ball to you a little late, but you can't run out of bounds in that situation, man. You gotta catch that ball and cut up field. And that's honestly one thing I've been saying this all season about Calvin Ridley. He's a great wide receiver, and I'm happy he's on our team. His route running is exceptional. He creates so much separation, but one thing I feel like he lacks is like the yards after catch ability. Like he rarely ever either A, makes someone miss, or B, like even if he catches the ball in stride and has like some green in front of him, sometimes he'll run out of bounds. I don't know if y'all peeped. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. He could have easily had a 60+ yard touchdown from a pass from Will Levis. Caught the ball. He had a defender like on his left side. And if he just made one move, he's up the sideline for a touchdown. But instead, he just kind of like casually jogs out of bounds, just like he did today. But Calvin Ridley, I'm not worried about you, Calvin Ridley. You're solid. That you're not the issue. 100% not the issue. Today's game, I don't even know where to throw blame for today's game, bro. We lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Like, we can say it's Will Levis' fault. We can say it's Brian Callahan's fault. We can say, can't even say it's the defense. The defense gave up 10 points and had 2 turnovers. This is the first game. Brian Callahan has been saying all season, we just need to win the turnover battle and we'll be okay. We can't continue to keep losing the turnover battle and trying to win. We won the turnover battle today, and we still put up 6 points and lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's what we did today. Again, Tajay Spears, 6 for 21. Not much from bro today. Once again, Calvin Ridley was probably the only bright spot from the receiving standpoint. Josh Wiley had 2 catches. Tony Pollard had 2 catches. NWI was kind of absent today. I know he's been getting a lot of hype with the touchdowns lately, which I'm happy he's been scoring touchdowns, but he is still not a wide receiver number 2 in my eyes. I would love to see him back. He's a fan favorite. I rock with NWI. He just should not be playing wide receiver number 2 every week on a week-to-week basis, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. Bryce Oliver, shout out Bryce Oliver. He got out there today on special teams, was flashing a little bit on special teams. Had a catch today. I'm a Bryce Oliver fan. I want to see more of bro moving forward. I'm not sure where he will land in terms of depth chart next season, but I want to see him on the field more often for the remainder of the season just to see what we have in him. Chig had 3 catches for 8 yards. Should have been a touchdown today. We'll talk about that later too. Will Levis we'll talk about that later. Tyler Boyd, another absent game from him. Nick Van Nett, just not a lot, man. Not a lot from the offensive end. On the defensive side, again, I'll give them credit. They stood up for the most part. They held what we thought going into the game was the worst team in football. They held them to 10 points. Come to find out, we're the worst team in football. Not the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Luke Gifford had a solid day filling in at inside linebacker. I can't think of anything bad that Luke Gifford did today. Jarvis Brownlee Jr. I'm a fan. I like Jarvis. Jarvis is good in my book. I know he gets a lot of holding penalties and pass interference, but I like it. Sometimes you got to be gritty out there. And with as much injuries we have in our secondary, he's been like the lone bright spot, I would damn near say. Hopefully he cleans up the penalties in the offseason, but I don't want him to change anything about the way he plays football. Daryl Worley, Otis Reese. Otis Reese had a solid game. He had the interception. He made some plays. Jeffrey Simmons, I didn't see much from Jeff today. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would love to see more from our highest paid player on the team. Not even from a sack perspective, just from a disrupting the game perspective. I didn't see a lot from you, Big Jeff. I'm not gonna lie. You or my dog Devondre Sweat. It was very basic from both of y'all today. And I am dropping frames crazy, man. I apologize again. My internet is acting like the Tennessee Titans right now. There we go. We might be back. Speaking of linebackers, I feel like I should have saw more of Cedric Gray today. I know we were super thin at linebacker. I would like to see what Cedric Gray looks like. I know we've been throwing him out there on special teams, but I want to see him on the actual field just so I know what he is. At this point, I have no idea what Cedric Gray is, and he was our 4th round pick. Maybe he's not good enough. Maybe he is. Hard to say. He doesn't play. So got to see more of Cedric Gray moving forward since the rest of these games are pointless since we are officially out of playoff contention, which we already were in general, but now that it's official. Yeah. Let me see some more Cedric Gray. Chidobe Awuzie came back today. He had an interception. Again, I didn't see much from Chidobe outside of the interception, which was good to see. No players really stood out for me. He wasn't getting like absolutely cooked on the defensive end. So happy with Chidobe being back. Harold Landry, it might be time, man. It might be time we have a conversation about Harold Landry. I've always been a big fan, but at the production that we're getting from him compared to the price tag he's receiving, something's got to give, man. Something's got to give. So yeah, that's today's game for the most part. Like, I mean, my 3 biggest takeaways from the game. All right, 3 biggest takeaways from the game. Number 1, Will Levis is still our guy, man. I know people don't want to admit it. I know there's been a lot of Will Levis slander today. I am not a Will Levis fan I don't want to say I'm not a fan. I'm not a Will Levis supporter by any means. I do not think I'm not sold on this guy being like our franchise quarterback, but I'm also a realist. Like, I understand the state of what's happening here. I can't foresee us drafting a quarterback in the first round next year, unless some craziness happens and they just completely clean house, new coach, new GM, new everything. Like, that's the only way I see Will Levis not being the quarterback next season. But at this point, I can't foresee anything changing that. He didn't have if he didn't have a first half of the season Will Levis game today, he had another basic ass Will Levis game. Good enough to where we can't 100% blame him, but not good enough to win the game. And that's just Will Levis at this point. So yeah, takeaway number 1, shoulder shrug. Unfortunately, Will Levis is probably still our guy. Takeaway number 2, again, shoulder shrug. Unfortunately, Brian Callahan is probably still our guy too. Unless owner Amy just says, fuck everybody, I'm starting over. I can't foresee her just pulling the plug on this new regime that quick. Like, it just, it would it not be smart? I can't say it would be dumb doing it because I haven't seen anything from Brian Callahan to make me like overly confident in the guy. But I also don't foresee her just pulling the plug after one bad season. Like, you got to give these guys a little more time than that. Unfortunately, if I gave Brian Callahan a grade on the season, it would be easily like a D+, C-. Like, I've seen nothing to make me overly confident that he's the 100% the guy. I know going into the season, we were super excited. Like, yeah, we got our offensive guy. We're moving into a new direction. F you, Mike Vrabel. But nah, man, I've been like this all the way through. Like, I was excited we got a new coach. I wasn't like 100% torn on Mike Vrabel leaving. I was like, I get it, but I don't love it. I'm happy that we got a new offensive guy to kind of shift some things up. Like, I know that's where the league is going. You got to be able to put up points on the board. So I got it. I got all of that. Durant Carthon, He wanted his guy. That was his guy. New GM. He finally got to choose his coach. I get it. That's how these things work. That's the NFL business. I get it. But you have to show us something as a fan base to make us believe that you are the future of the franchise. And two, you show that you're going to be on the hot seat, bro. That's just kind of how this thing works. Like, I'm not fully saying like, yeah, fire Brian Callahan. I'm not there yet. Again, I'm also being a realist. Like, I understand how these things work. He will be our head coach next season. Unless Amy just goes full throttle and says, I'm cleaning house. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to see this anymore. I'm cleaning house. I'm firing everybody. I just don't foresee that happening. Even with as bad as a loss as today was, like losing to the Jacksonville Jaguars, again, who were deemed as the worst team in football at home with the backup quarterback in Mac Jones. Somebody may have the answer for that. I just don't foresee it happening. And another thing about Brian Callahan, if we're keeping count, I believe this is the third backup quarterback he's lost to this season. Someone can fact check me, but Malik Willis jumps off. Mac Jones jumps off in my head. And damn, there was another one. Who was the third? This is going to kill me. There was another backup quarterback. Because I remember earlier in the season, we had back-to-back weeks playing a backup quarterback. And in my brain, I was thinking, oh, yeah, these are guaranteed wins. Now I got to pull it up. Who did we lose to early in the season? That was a backup quarterback. It wasn't the Colts, Dolphins. Okay, we didn't lose. You're lucky, Brian Callahan. Lost to Caleb, lost to Aaron Rodgers, lost to Malik Willis, and then we played the Dolphins backup quarterback. So we're 2-1 against backup quarterbacks. We're 1-2 against backup quarterbacks, and that's not good. Dre Day, appreciate you, Joe fucking Flacco, the old man. So that's crazy. So we're 1-3. We played 4 backup quarterbacks, and we won 1 game. Somebody might have to answer for that. I just don't believe Amy's going to pull the plug. So far, 2 takeaways are, unfortunately, there's shoulder shrugs on both of these. Will Levis is probably still our guy. I don't foresee us leaving Will Levis. He hasn't done enough bad things over the last 4 or 5 weeks to say, we're drafting a quarterback in the first round. Bye-bye, guy. Number 2, Brian Callahan, unfortunately, probably is still our guy for 2025. Unless we we lose the rest of these games this year and we luck up and get a number 1 or number 2 pick, I just don't foresee it happening. Honestly, from a quarterback perspective, at this point, the Raiders and the Giants are 1-2 right now. If it stays that way, there's a high chance that they draft a quarterback. So that leaves Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders off the board immediately. Now, I don't want to get into draft prospects right now. I haven't even been looking at it. But I know those are the favorite 2 in terms of quarterback. So if they're off the board and we're sitting there at number 6, what do we do? If we lose the rest of the games this year, we decide we decide Will Levis is not the guy, but we end up with the 6th pick or 4, 5, 6 pick, and there's the quarterbacks that we want are no longer on the board. What do? We screwed. So again, Brian Callahan's probably going to be the guy. Will Levis is probably going to be the guy. Takeaway number 3. J.C. Latham, man. Is he our left tackle of the future? Is he really? Like, I know there was a time earlier in the season we were super thirsty. I saw a lot of content creators in the Tennessee Titans space saying, yeah, J.C. Latham, that's our left tackle of the future. And over the last 4 or 5 weeks, we got to have a conversation about that, man. I don't know at this point. He legit almost got Will Levis killed at the end of the first half. My bad. My wife's texting me. I hear her struggling putting our son down. Damn. Okay. Yeah. Again, J.C. Latham, he almost got our quarterback killed today. I know some of you Levis haters probably wanted Will Levis to get killed today, but he bounced back up. I would give Levis credit for that too. I thought he was. I was 100% sure we were seeing Mason Rudolph in the second half. Because of his, I think he has the AC joint injury he's been dealing with. He got tackled, landed right on the right shoulder. Didn't look good going into the second half, but he played. He played. He gutted it out. So, JC Lathan though, I was at once sold that he was probably gonna be the guy, but I don't know, man. He played right tackle a lot in college. I think that was his main position in college, was right tackle. Does it make sense? I'm just floating it out there. Does it make sense to shift him back to the right side, since the right side has been abysmal all season? Shift him over right, um, and draft the left tackle in the first round. Just throwing it out there. One second. One second. One second. Ah, my bad, man. My son doesn't want to go to sleep. Um, what was I talking about? I don't remember. Let's get in. Let's. I gotta wrap this up before before it's too late. I wanted to do some rankings of the roster today, and I might start doing this going forward after these games. Just ranking, how did everybody do today? Um, I made my own scale at this point. I'm always go with a MVP for the week. I may go for MVP on the offensive side and the defensive side. Yeah, we can do that. Got it. You played great. You played solid, good. Got a meh, like you were there, but what did you really do? And I gotta go sit down. Just you should not be doing your job for today, or you didn't do your job today, and you just need to take a break. You need to chill out. Um, so this week's MVPs on the offensive side, I mean, you would have to go Tony Pollard, right? TP had another good game again. Another 100-yard game. You would have to go Tony Pollard. I mean, sometimes I want to go Nick Folk. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nick Folk might be our best player at this point. He scores most of our points all year with a Tennessee field goal team. But I'm gonna give it to TP for the week. He stabilized us for the most part. Got a lot of chunk plays, caught some plays in the passing game. I wish he could have scored a touchdown, not just for my real life team, for my goddamn fantasy team. But again, another holding call by this fella right here, and he might stay right here for the rest of the season. Nicholas Petit Frere, just go away, bro. just go away. I know we don't have any answer after you though, but it's just you do not help our football team in any way, shape, or form from a week to week standpoint or a week to week basis. You do something every week that pushes our team backwards, and you might be the nicest guy in the world, man. And I'm not a mean person, bro. So I wish you nothing but best. Like outside of anything Tennessee Titan related, I wish you nothing but the best, bro. But damn. NPF, go sit down. Calvin Ridley, did he play good? Yeah, he played good today. I wouldn't say great. He played good. If he was able to make that third down conversion, I probably would have put him at great. Even then, solid. I like Calvin Ridley. Do I think he's wide receiver number one? I'm still not sold on that. So yeah, you played good today, bro. Chig, Chick play Chick play man. He was there. I know he should have had a touchdown today. That might have put him at good. And that's not your fault, Chick. You should have had that touchdown. Um it's Will Levis's fault that you did not get that touchdown today. Speaking of Will Levis, we will throw him. How did Will Levis play today? If we're being legit honest with ourselves, how did Will Levis play today? I don't know, man. Will Levis played mid today. It was no touchdowns, no interceptions. Um, didn't make the plays when he needed to make the plays. Missed a touchdown. Had two opportunities at the end of the game to win the game. Two drives. One drive stalled out in the red zone. Two red zone stalls today. Um, and then he had another shot at the end of the game, and I believe they went 4-and-out. Didn't gain a guard or didn't gain a yard on that second drive at the end of the game. So Will Levis, unfortunately, you played mid today. Who else? JC Latham. Meh. Again, I'm not gonna say go sit down. The go sit down is probably I'm probably just gonna change this to NPF. If you're not NPF, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. Who else could sit down today? Devondre, what did you do today? Yeah, Devondre's been trending down too, guys. These are some hard conversations we gotta have. But our top two picks, all those pounds we drafted in the offseason have not been playing the best. They just have not been playing the best, man. Nick Wiley, or not Nick Wiley, Josh Wiley, meh. Tyler Boyd, meh. He was there. Shadobi, you played good. Played solid today. You got the interception. I'll give you that. First game back. Didn't get burnt, I don't believe. I was happy. I was happy with your performance today, bro. Jarvis, again, I'm a Jarvis stan at this point. Jarvis can do no wrong in my book. He can have 10 more pass interferences for the rest of the season. I don't care. I like Jarvis Brownlee, man. I'm glad he's on our team. Jeffrey Simmons. Jeff played good. I won't sit here and say Jeff played bad. He didn't play bad at all. I need you to always be here, though, Jeff. In order for us to win games, you need to be playing great, or you need to be the reason we won. But you didn't play bad today. I saw you got a pass. You blocked the pass down. I saw you disrupting the run game. You made some plays in the back. So I'm not going to say you had a bad game at all, bro. You played good. Who else do I want to target at this point? NWI, meh. Was not absent or was absent today. NWI could have caught the game-winning touchdown. Couldn't do it. And that's fine. Again, NWI, you've been hooping, bro. You deserve the game off. Traylon Burks, I just want to take you off of this whole thing. What do you use? Yeah. Ugh. We'll talk about him at the end of the season. Peter Skoronski. I don't think you did anything bad today. I'm gonna give you a good Daniel Brunskill. I don't think you did anything bad today either. I'll give you a good Dylan Radens. You had a penalty today I didn't like. Overall, though, I mean, the offensive line played solid today. Outside of NPF for those two penalties he had, the line for the most part held up. They only let up one sack. The run game was solid. We just didn't finish. We scored 6 fucking points. Just didn't finish. Didn't finish anything. Sebastian Day Joseph, you actually had a solid game. I believe you had a couple tackles for loss. I was impressed with your game today, bro. Tajay Spears, meh. Again, just meh. Bryce Oliver, meh. Ryan Stonehouse, meh. Harold Landry, meh. Nick Folk, you played great once again. Nick Folk's been solid all season. Nothing bad to say about Nick Folk. Amani Hooker, Monty always plays solid. He had a good game. Nobody played great today though. Like outside of Tony Pollard, trying to think of who else I can put on the defensive MVP. I can't really think of anybody that just automatically stood out. So I don't even want to rank the rest of these guys because let's see. You barely played. You didn't play Leroy Watson. Nick Van Nett, meh. Shout out my boy Mason Kinsey, man. But again, meh. I'm happy that Mason Kinsey was playing today just because Jaquan Jackson couldn't fumble the ball, but that's how bad that's how bad we are right now. Like Mason Kinsey is our savior at this point. Brian Callahan, you know where to go. You scored 6 points today, Brian Callahan. And yeah, that's what I have. So Tony Pollard, MVP. Nick Folk played great. These guys played solid. And everybody else was just meh. Just meh. I'm not going to put Devondre Sweat down there either. You're not that bad, bro. MPF, Brian Callahan. Next week, man. Maybe next week. Try again next week. So, yeah. I've already been on here for 30 minutes, man. I'm not going to take you guys too much more time. Again, I got to go help my wife out anyway because my son is being a jerk. But this is a two-tone tailgate, man. We lost. Tennessee Titans lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. 6-10. What's next? I have no idea at this point. Do we keep Will Levis? Do we fire Brian Callahan? I don't think it happens. Only time will tell. I'm curious to see what my Monday morning news will look like from a Tennessee Titans fan. Will Amy Adams Strunk do something? Probably not. So, what do we have next week? We're playing the Cincinnati Bengals. Perfect. At home. Maybe Brian Callahan actually coaches this week. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Y'all be safe.